If you've been trying to change your life, you've been reading the books, watching the videos, taking notes from the podcasts, pushing yourself, and still nothing is actually working, that's not just frustrating, it's exhausting. Most people never figure out why this happens and spend years forcing solutions which actually quietly make things worse. Welcome to the first episode in the Something Is Off series, which helps you understand why all that effort isn't translating into real change. Because when it seems like nothing is working, the problem usually isn't effort, it's where that effort is being aimed. It's time for you to take a step back and decide if what you're putting so much effort into is actually getting you where you want to go. By the end of this video, you'll understand why effort alone hasn't worked and which layers actually determine change. So, we're going to consider some of the key layers that are crucial to pay attention to, but tend to be forgotten about. Most people who feel stuck are already trying way too hard, overthinking constantly, pushing themselves internally, carrying pressure they were never taught how to deal with. What is happening is something is misaligned. There is friction in your system. And if you don't identify that friction, you'll keep burning energy without building momentum. I personally remember the first time it occurred to me that effort itself wasn't the issue. I was applying pressure to a system that couldn't support it. And at that point in time, I thought, okay, I should probably change something, but I wasn't quite sure what to change yet. So for a while, I just kept pushing and I ignored it. But eventually, I got to a point where the question changed from, why can't I stick to these habits? Why can't I stick to this system? To, what am I actually focusing on? And is it the right area to focus on to actually create the change I'm looking for? A lot of the personal growth advice treats the problem as a mindset, motivation, or information issue. So people keep stacking tactics, habits, and tools on top of a foundation that isn't stable in the first place. So when it feels like nothing is working, it's rarely because you need more tools. It's because the wrong area, the wrong layer is being addressed. As if you were trying to fix the foundation of a house by just repainting the walls. Serious, lasting change happens when we address our foundation. There's a reason pressure exposes some and strengthens others. For now, we'll cover 3 foundational layers. The first layer most people skip is our character under pressure. Daily pressures, internal conflict with ourselves when we feel drained, fatigued, when the expectations feel overwhelming. That moment when things feel uncomfortable and your system defaults. This is where our character lives. And what pressure reveals isn't just your behavior, it exposes the role you've been unknowingly playing. If you collapse under the slightest pressure, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means your character hasn't been trained for that environment yet. Another layer people often miss is the body. If your nervous system is constantly activated, always rushing, overstressed, overthinking, then any form of discipline will feel inconsistent no matter how clear your goals are. This is all to do with regulation. And until our body is addressed, consistency will always be fragile. But just as with our character, we can also train our bodies. Then there's your inner world, your beliefs, the truths which guide you, the stories you tell yourself, but you don't even realize you're telling yourself. When your inner world is fragmented, taking action in the right direction doesn't take priority. Intentional action loses authority. You go to start, but then you stop. You don't fully trust your own direction. And until that internal fragmentation is resolved, progress will always feel temporary. This is all about misalignment. But just as we've mentioned with our character and with our body, we can also learn to live in alignment.
Studies show that cultivating character strengths like perseverance and self-regulation is linked to higher well-being and can shift aspects of how we function emotionally over time. That body-based and embodied therapies can lead to lasting reductions in stress and improved resilience, and that living more closely in line with our values supports long-term psychological health by positively transforming who we are and who we are becoming.
So if it feels like nothing is working right now, here's how we can reframe it in our minds. You're just in the part of your story where things aren't clicking just yet. I hope this video has helped you see that you are capable. It's just that you've been working at the wrong layer. And if something is off, it will show up under pressure. In the next episode, we'll look at why pressure doesn't just test you, it defines who you become. You can watch it here. If this video helped you see yourself more clearly, subscribe. We're all about building the character that can actually carry the life you want to live. Because when you address the right layers, everything else starts falling into place.